Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to today's video. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to properly deworm your chickens and how to get rid of mites, because that is a big problem. I know we've had problems with mites and worms for not really anymore, but we did lose a couple birds to mites and worms. But the first half of the video will be showing you guys how to deworm them and what I use and how I do it and how often and frequently you need to be doing it. And the second half will be how we get rid of mites on them. So stay tuned and hope you get some from this. So see ya. Well, first you got to get their water. Now I'm going to be deworming my main flock, my layer flock. Then I'll be deworming my bantam coop over there. So yeah, let's get the water jugs out there and start deworming them. I'm just gonna be taking that. Yeah, one of them dookied on it. Thank you. So now that I'm here with the waters, I'm gonna clean that one off and I'm gonna empty them, and then we're gonna get into how we deworm them. Alrighty, now that I got them empty, it's time to fill them up. Alright guys, now that the waters are filled, I'm going to be showing you guys what I use to deworm my chickens. I just use some, Safeguard Dewormer for goats. But it works for chickens too. But now you got to mix in 3 millimeters or 3 cc's with, per gallon, if that makes sense. So, say I'm mixing 3 millimeters of this in with every gallon of water I got in the water feeder. And these are about 3.5 gallons, so I didn't fill them up all the way. So I'll just be putting about 9 millimeters in with both of them. So let's do that. Here's one. Just gonna pour it in, then you're gonna wanna, get it all out of there. Make sure you don't waste any. Stuff's kind of expensive. Now let that sit for a minute, and now we're gonna do this one. Alrighty, now that they're both going, just gonna want to mix it all in there. So I'm gonna be mixing all this in here for the next couple minutes, I guess. Alrighty, I just got that mixed in both of them. Now, if you didn't understand that, it's 3 millimeters of this stuff per gallon. So there's 3 gallons in here, roughly. I mean, it's a rough estimate. I put 9 millimeters of this stuff in there. It's the same with this one, 9 millimeters of this stuff in there, because there's 3 gallons in this one, 3 gallons in this one. So let's go get this to the birds. Today we got the I got the one for the main flock in here, but I'm gonna talk a little more about it and how frequently and often you gotta be doing it. So if you're gonna be deworming your chickens how I'm doing it, you're gonna want to keep that in there for about 3 to 5 days. Now obviously every day you're gonna have to refill it depending on how much your chickens are drinking, but after, I think I'm doing it 3 days, and 10 days later I'm gonna do it again. And now we do use Ivermectin. I'll show you that later in the video on how we get rid of mites. But we use Ivermectin too because it kind of helps balance it, But I'll tell you more about that later. But let's go give them one of my chickens. Well, just got theirs in here. Now, they're probably not going to start drinking it immediately. I mean, you saw mine were not completely empty. But the water's going to kind of have this white tint to it. And that's good. That means the dewormer is fully mixed in the water. But let's go. Now I'm going to show you how we deal with mites. And okay, now how to get rid of mites. Mites are a big problem for your chickens. Not only chickens, but for turkeys and guineas, wherever the guineas are. And now we have lost a couple birds to mites, which is a huge problem. But I'll be showing you guys what I use to get rid of them, and how long it takes and how often you have to be doing it. So let's get it. So we use what we call Ivermectin, and it's basically just a way to get rid of bugs on cows and birds and all that. Now I'll show you, I'll open it in a second, and I'll tell you how many drops you got to put on in each bird. And now you can also not just use it on birds, you can use it on pigs, piglets. Well, actually I don't think piglets, but pigs. You get it. So let's open it. I'll show you how many drops you got to put on the birds. So here's the thing. Now I did just Ivermectin the birds 2 days ago, so I do not need to do it. But you can see it's just kind of like a blue liquid. Honestly, it smells good to humans, but to mites, ticks, fleas, and bugs, it doesn't. And now you're just going to want to get a couple drops in here. And now for chickens, like her, just your regular chicken, you're going to want to do about 1 drop at the neck and 1 drop at the tail. For turkeys, like these big guys, you're going to want to do 1 at the head, 1 in the middle, 1 at the tail. And then for pigs, it's somewhere around like 3 or 4 drops. But sometimes they come with these tubes, sometimes they don't. I mean, your luck's your luck. But yeah, Now, we don't just use this to get rid of mites. There is a powder you can use. So the other thing you can use to also get rid of mites and worms is what we call dimaceous earth. Dimaceous earth. Yes, probably something you've never heard of. Also, DE is just kind of like a white powder. Kind of got a bag here. It's a chicken shredded up, but it gets everywhere. Now, it is actually edible. Humans can eat it. And I'm pretty sure it actually helps with worms for humans, too. Now, also for DE, all you gotta do is kind of like massage it into your bird's feathers, or all you gotta do is put it on the ground, like I put it all over the chicken coop, and it helps get rid of bugs, and I'm pretty sure when they eat it, it kills them too, which is really good, and it does kind of offset helping with worms too. Well, that's about it on how we deworm and get rid of mites and fleas on our birds. Now, really quickly, a little recap is for Ivermectin, the blue liquid I showed you, you're going to want to put about 2. Now, for the dewormer, you're going to want to Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Really hope you did enjoy, and I hope you learned something from that. If there's anything else you are having problems with your chickens, just comment down below, and I'll most likely know the answer to that, and I can make a video on it too. I'll be checking in with the YouTube short in about 3 days on how the dewormer is doing. Obviously, you're not going to see, instant results, but hope you did enjoy, and I guess I'll catch you in the next one. So, peace.